40 years, 45. Some of you weren't there, or were just on the way. Now, you know, this electric co-op program started kind of on the shoestring. There was a lot of work and worry and a lot of travel and everything. We had some wonderful people that worked back there to get this started. George W. Norris, and from Texas, Mr. Sam. Those people worked diligently and long. And you and I were pretty small. But we finally got the program together, and with President Roosevelt and the work that he did and everything, while we worked to get this program started. Now, we've got everyone that's come in here today has pointed out a problem or something that we need to do, something that needs to be taken care of. So, with that, while we go to thinking about this thing of, well, when I moved to a community, they had to get electricity put into the house. The house was under a power line. The house that was 20, 30 years old and had never had electricity. The IOU had 70 houses that the shadow of the power poles would pass over the houses. We were coming out of a time when this happened to me, of war, problems, things like that. And there may have been still some shortage of wire, poles, and those things for them to get started, for them to be able to put these out there. That time, well, all right. Now, just a moment. Tomorrow, we're just getting ready to start the story. Tomorrow, we're talking about some of the problems. My presentation today is for you people who are here in this place studying what most of our problems or ideas come from. So we'll get back here, and the thing that I want to start out with is just where we got to yesterday. We were talking about some of the people, some of the ideas, and this servant that all of us use as much as we can or as much as we need wherever it is, and that is energy, electric energy. You know, in World War II, World War I, let's go back there. The boys came home from Europe. Now, Europe was electrified way back before, well, around the turn of the century. And when these boys were over there and saw this and they came back, they wondered. Well, during the war and the 10, 12 years after the war where the struggle was on, And we worked and we did everything that we could to try to get electricity. We had people, the engineer said it can be done. And we had a little we had this noise coming from the naysayers. It can't be done. Can't be done. And the best electrical engineer said it could. So we came on up and still trying, having trouble getting any line built or any of these places electrified that weren't before. And so about the time of the Great Depression, some of them said this is a chance to do two things. And so they worked again, but they couldn't get the money, couldn't get the financing. It was out there too far. And we had, of course, some leaders, and all I can think now is the name, not of the engineers or anything. They should be remembered and they should be mentioned, but this thing was a political thing. Getting the money and getting this started. So George Norris, anybody in here from Washington? I believe he was from Washington, George W. Norris. And Sam Rayburn, our friend from Burton Alley is gone, but Sam Rayburn and George Norris went to work and went to trying to get legislation. They got some legislation. This legislation said, let's get money to give to these IOUs so they can build a line now. Let's give them 2% money. They can build a line. They've got the expertise. They can do it. What happened? No. Can't do it. We can't afford to. One of these fellas told the leader in my community, no, you just go ahead and build it. You go ahead and build it, and we'll buy it for 10 cents on the dollar. So we'll do it, but we're going to do it at 10 cents on the dollar. And so, gosh, this is just starting. You need to be on the ball, that's what I'm trying to say. Go home, contact your legislators or anything. Now, the reason that I want to get to this, and I'll skip over this, around the 9th, I got a letter, at least was postmarked on the 9th. Bill Clinton, at least he formally proposed to Congress that the Power Marketing Administration, or the PMAs, our government-owned entities around over the country, be sold. Now, this proposal is being advanced to a Congress that favors the elimination of government programs. Legislation to sell the PMAs and the Tennessee Valley Authority have gone to the legislature. Right now, House Resolution 310 and House Resolution 313 by a Republican, Representative Scott Klug, and who knows him? Where's he from? The stakes are great, and if PMAs are sold, a bidding war could ensue that in which cash laden IOUs gobble up PMAs, including transmission facilities and all of these kind of things. The bottom line is that there is a great danger of electric rate increases. That is the cost. We must convince Congress that selling the PMA is a bad idea. Your co-op presidents received this same letter that I did. Do any presidents in here?
No, but I've seen the letter.